Hey guys, we made it. The nice weather's here. So, I just shared a couple videos in case anyone's doing some of this stuff and they're looking for a couple ideas. Maybe they can, you can use them, I guess. I don't know, just sharing stuff. Why not? So, we got this drain in. It's set, and it's set down right on the cement board, and it's sealed, and it's flat right on there, and it's level. Important thing to notice when you do this, if for some reason your floors were out, you need to get this thing level, or else the water won't drain. If it's out too bad, it will try to sit in the air. Water won't go down the middle. Make sure it's level. That's important. I didn't mention that. I forgot. Anyways, so we got a little deck out here, and we put a hose bib out there. Of course, this comes out 5 inches, so that faucet's totally contained within a box we're gonna make, fiberglass, and then somebody goes to the handrail and they're not gonna get bang into it with their shin. So it's low enough that it's just there in case there's any hanging plants out there that we could put a little hose and water it, I guess. You know, we're there with the water anyways. We're right here, so it's one of those bibs that come back, and the valve is way back in here. So when you shut it off, and it's a winterized situation, it doesn't freeze. Just make sure you pitch that pipe down a little, so when you shut it off back here, the water goes out and not filled up and sitting in there. That's important for the pitch to go that way. And then talk about pitch, where we're using copper up here. I guess people looking for ideas, it's really not for the plumbers. The plumbers just like to use what they like to use, but in a situation like this, there's so many fittings, because there's so many turns and elbows and T's, and we're up and we're over and we're out. It's not economical to go with this, this course, this comes factory with a PEX. It's not economical even to think about using PEX. You'd go broke. Even though the length of your pipe is more expensive than just the straight tubing, you save more money in tight quarters doing a lot of turns with copper, honestly, because the copper fittings ain't crazy. The pipe is crazy, but you're using more fitting than you're using pipe. So when we talk about pitch, you talk about we come from the manifold, which is basically the highest fixture, and then everything pitches down, because come time you ever wanted to say this is a seasonal rental or whatever, you want to winterize, if everything's pitching the way it should be, comes back down. And there's even bleeders. If you ever wanted to bleed out the zone, you can bleed out a zone area. So we have these isolation valves up here in the bathroom, just for the bathroom. Then we'll have another set down in the boiler room down there. But if we wanted to shut something off up here, we could just hit these valves that we have, and it's off. And then you want to bleed the zone, you take your bleeder out and then just let the zone all drain out, because everything's pitching. This is the lowest point. And we located it in here because this is our jacuzzi tub, and we have a nice access panel into the rough right from here. Good size, and we can get in there. And if we got to replace that shark bite years from now, we can get it and replace it. So we don't really typically like putting shark bites in the walls, only if it's an easy access. We're not going to put a shark bite behind tiled walls. Make our lives easier. So now you notice the shark bite is here. Why? Why didn't we sweat a fitting on there? Well, we're making a transition to PEX, because from here down to the boiler is just one long straight run. We go down about 10 feet and over about 15. And we got 35 feet of a length of cheap plastic tubing. We're not using copper. So that's where we save. We save on our long runs that don't have fittings. even when it elbows down, we have the elbow fittings that not even shark bite or compression. It's just a or the clips. It's just a regular fitting that's going to make a soft 90, and that's it. There's no fittings. Anyways, just sharing a couple things. We like clamping things off, and you know, like we're in some tight quarters here, but we end up drilling to go back because we have mounting brackets, because this is a wall hung cabinet and we don't want to be missing out on any good screwing we had. So we just set the pipes in a little ways out of the way of the screws, and we can work it like that. And then say, for instance, right here, see, we got a fitting right in here, so we make these little shield things out of just regular I don't know, HVAC duct, and that stops everything from showering up on you. Anyways, that's the beginnings of it. This is the hot line, and we're running this one first because the cold actually comes up over the top of the hot. And you can see this fitting's in some tight spots, and if you had two pipes in there trying to run hot and cold, you're going to have a hard time sweating. So we sweat the lowest first and then to the highest last. And then we'll still come along and put some clamps, clamp it off so there's no vibrations or noises. And then we're running our hot and cold water down on the inside of this tub, so when the tub goes in, it's not going to catch a pipe or damage a pipe. And then the fittings will be right over here with the shutoffs. And we'll use the push PEX shutoffs. See, we don't mind using the PEX as long as we can get at and change it if there's an issue. So there's your push PEX shutoff, and it's just right over the copper, and then you can just thread on your tubing to your fixture. We'll do that under the sinks too. Anyways, this is the hot side. We're running all our hots to every fixture, and then we'll run all our colds to every fixture. And we'll insulate these pipes besides. These happen to be an exterior wall, but we got 2x10s, and we have at least 5 inches of insulation there, and another 5 inches of insulation on the exterior. So that's 10 inches of insulation plus a pipe insulation, the good one, and that pipe should be safe. All right, guys, just a little video on how we're making out and what we're up to. For example, so this whole 25 of these costs $20. So one PEX 3/4 elbow is like 16, 17 bucks. So you can see the price difference. And it's cheap. The fittings are cheap. The cost is in the pipe lengths. When you're buying your lengths of pipe, that's where the cost comes in. So anyway, just how we're doing it. Anyone has ideas on it, they can do it their own way. But if you know you're just starting to do some of this stuff, it's a good idea to learn how to sweat. The copper, it's gonna last 100 years. PEX, you don't know. No one knows yet. It's only been maybe 20. So who wants to start tearing out walls and tearing through tile and trying to replace things 20 years from now? It's worth it just to take the time and do it right the first time, and at least you get yourself started in the right direction and you're not starting off on the wrong foot. So, and if you're gonna do some of this stuff, you know, get going with some sweat and joints. It's not that hard. You can just take your time, and we put a pressure test on it before anybody even comes near here. We got pounds of air in there to see if there's even just to pass inspection. We do the test, but we do the test anyway. But we won't even fill water in these pipes for quite a while. But it's going to be pressure tested with air. And then if there's a little leak, hey, fix it. It's easy to get at the thing. Just fix it and resolder your joint. And by the way, we use Silver Bright. We're using Use a decent solder. Don't use skimpy solder when you're doing these connections, because this is one of the best solders. This is Silver Bright 100, and it's got a percentage of silver in there that makes a strong solder joint. All right, guys, we'll share as we go. You can see some of the piping, hot cold water feeds, and we'll show you how we connect up to the Hansgrohes. And when the manifold gets here, we'll share some of that stuff. And now that's it, guys. Enjoy the nice weather, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.